Hi, I'm Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer. I'm known as the anti-lawyer lawyer because I'm a lawyer, but at the same time I'm covered in tattoos and I swear like a sailor. At the same time, I've tried more than 30 jury trials and recovered hundreds of millions of dollars for my client. On my channel, I break down things that pop in the news from a legal perspective. And you might have heard about a funeral at a nightclub. It's a modern day weekend at Bernie's. Rapper Goonew. Wait till the end of this video to get your chance to win some free swag and see whether I find Goonew's mother guilty or innocent of having her son's funeral at a nightclub, complete with a dead body. Markel Morrow, aka Goonew, was a 24-year-old rapper from Maryland. Goonew rose to fame when he released a joint tape with Little Dude, Homicide Boat. Then in July 2018, Goonew released Bug 64. Goonew's songs are known for their graphic and violent messages. On March 18th, 2022, men approached Goonew in a parking lot with the intent to rob Goonew. Goonew gave these punks his necklace and his watch, but even after giving up his jewelry, the punks shot him in the back, killing him. On April 3rd, 2022, 16 days after Goonew's death, which is important, his mother Patrice Morrow held Goonew's funeral. But this was not your grandpa's funeral. This was not a regular celebration of life. This was a funeral at a nightclub, complete with a dead body. Goonew's embalmed body was propped up on full display for everybody to see as they partied on at Bliss nightclub. This decision has been heavily scrutinized by the public and the media. Patrice has indicated that she could care less what the media or public says. And I applaud her for that, as we all should. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. She is happy with the Bliss funeral because she knows that is exactly what her son would have wanted. He would want his family, his friends and relatives to sit up and celebrate his life. Well, this reminds me of a movie back in 1989, Weekend at Bernie's. Many of you might be too young to remember, but this is real life imitating art. In 1989, a movie called Weekend at Bernie's was released. The premise of the movie was two of the main actors were working for a large insurance company. They were conducting an audit and noticed multiple payments being made for the same death. Fraud. They bring this matter eagerly to the attention of the CEO, Bernie Lomax. Weekend at Bernie's. Little do the two men know, but Bernie is the one behind the fraud. Bernie's a complicated dude. He's also mixed up with the mafia, and as such, he requests the mafia whack these two guys. However, the mafia boss instead orders Bernie killed because Bernie was sleeping with the boss's girlfriend. Before the two men get to Bernie's house, a mafia hitman kills Bernie by overdosing Bernie with heroin. So when the two guys arrive at Bernie's vacation home in the Hamptons, Bernie is dead. These two young guys still want to enjoy their vacation and have a party. So they devise a plan. They decide that they're going to carry and prop up Bernie all around town over the course of the weekend so everybody believes Bernie is alive, and so that these two guys can still have fun at Bernie's beach house and party. The film ends with the two guys confessing to a friend that Bernie was dead this entire time, and the police end up arresting the hitman for the murder of Bernie. So this raises a couple questions, right? First question, who other than a dead person can make decisions on how and where someone's funeral takes place? Well, this happened in the District of Columbia. So in the District of Columbia, there's a code, 3-413. And this determines the priority in determining the next of kin as it relates to deceased individuals. This code states the right to control the remains of a deceased person when there's no spouse or partner would be the deceased's surviving parent. Just like Bernie in the Weekend at Bernie's, Goonew did not leave any indication about what he would want done with his body after he died. If Bernie was married, then his spouse would have made decisions, assuming she was notified of the same. In this matter, we know Goonew was not married, but his mother, Patrice, was alive at the time of his death. Patrice was the individual to make the decision about Goonew's funeral. She was the one who decided to have it at Bliss nightclub. Socially and politically, now more than ever, alternative options to the traditional are more frequently seen as acceptable and are gaining traction when it comes to acceptance within the general public. Patrice decided to have an anti-funeral funeral. It was not like your normal funeral in the setting or the atmosphere, but nevertheless, it was a funeral. So another question, can someone display a dead body in Washington, D.C.? Yes and no. District of Columbia Code 43-120 precludes a dead body from being exposed to the public if there's any offensive odors. But it also goes on to state that no person should be permitted to remain in control of a dead body longer than 1 week unless permission is obtained by the director of the Department of Health. Goonew died on March 18th, 2022, and we know his funeral was held April 3rd, 2022, which was 16 days after his death. Therefore, under District of Columbia Code 43-120, Patrice likely should have gotten permission from the director of the Department of Health, and maybe she did. If she did, no problem. If she didn't, maybe she has a problem. The third question, does Nightclub Bliss have any recourse? I don't believe that the nightclub has any legal recourse against anybody for anything for any reason. It is alleged that the funeral parlor that Patrice was working with worked out the details of the funeral with Bliss. Bliss has stated it was not aware that Goonew's body would be present. I think that's reasonable. It's not common for people to have funerals at nightclubs, and maybe even unheard of for a deceased person's body to be propped up at that nightclub. But at the same time, it's a funeral, and funerals at times have open caskets. So a dead body being present isn't totally unheard of. But having an open casket of any kind at a nightclub, that's likely a first. Either way, I do not believe Bliss Nightclub has any legal recourse against anybody involved in Goonew's funeral. I really hope Goonew's family had as much fun as the two main characters had in Weekend at Bernie's. And I say that with all due respect. Blockbuster's dead. DVDs are dead. Taxis are dead. Things that were traditional and staples in our society are no longer viewed the same. Today, we value individualism, which is clearly exemplified through a quick browse of any social media platform. Patrice did what she wanted, not what the public wanted. It was her son, not the public's son. It was her right to legally choose how she wanted to bury her son. She wanted to embalm his body, stand it up at a nightclub, and have all of his friends and relatives celebrate his life. And that's exactly what she did. She's guilty of being unique, maybe even a trailblazer, but she's 100% innocent in how she held her son's funeral. What do you think? Do you think Patrice is guilty or innocent? Please comment, share, and subscribe. And for the first 5 people that like the video and leave a comment, I'll contact them through YouTube to get them some free swag. Peace.